Hi everybody, good morning. This is Chef Ramesh. So we're going to learn today how to make chocolate mousse. Very simple, as I promised you. We're going to do simple chocolate mousse, and then we're going to do some application of chocolate mousse. What I have over here is right over here I have half a kilo of semi-sweet chocolate. Okay, semi-sweet dark chocolate, which I'm going to use for making the chocolate mousse. I'm also going to use whipping cream, which is being whipped and kept in the container over there in the bowl. So I'm going to use the whipping cream for making the chocolate mousse. I'm also going to use some orange zest, and I'm going to use vanilla essence. So I'm going to flavor my chocolate mousse with a little bit of tanginess from the orange, and I'm going to actually put vanilla essence or vanilla extract to offset the milky taste of the whipping cream. So you never melt chocolate in a bowl or a pan directly on heat. What you do is you melt the chocolate, this semi-sweet chocolate, on a double boiler, or take a bowl, put some water, get it to boil, and actually put this bowl of chocolate on top of it. Give it some time. It's going to start melting the chocolate with the heat. This process is also referred to as tempering of chocolate. Okay, it's also referred to as tempering of chocolate. Never ever melt chocolate directly on a heat. It burns. It will give you a bad taste, bad smell, and leave carbon over there in the bowl. Another golden rule is make sure when you put chocolate in a bowl like this for melting, it is completely dry. There is not even a drop of water in the chocolate. If you have water in the bowl, the chocolate's going to harden. It's going to solidify before time, which you don't want it to happen. Okay, so right now if you see the chocolate starts melting, once it starts melting, it starts changing color. This is cooking chocolate, so it looks very rough. It looks very mediocre. There is no great finishing to that chocolate. So right now when it melts, you will see it starts getting creamier. Okay, it starts changing color. Okay, so we'll leave it for some more time and you will see the impact. It is going to melt gradually. So this is half a kilo of chocolate, to which I'm going to actually put a kilo or a liter of whipped cream. This is the whipped cream that I'm going to put. Okay, it's been whipped. It's a liter of whipped cream, and we're going to use a method, a very scientific method of doing this, which is called the equilibrium method. So the chocolate's going to melt. It's going to get hot. Okay, it's going to be at a different temperature. The cream is actually cold, nice and cold. It's absolutely cold. This is going to be hot. We're going to match these two temperatures and come to a stage where both these ingredients, the chocolate and the cream, coexist together in one physical form. Okay, so the chocolate solidifies, the cream doesn't melt anymore. That's the idea of equilibrium. See, the chocolate has already changed color. We're going to let it melt more, become a smooth mixture, and then we're going to use our cream, and we're going to fold the cream in. Now when you do that, it's a two-step method. Always remember, it's an equilibrium method, so you have to let the chocolate come to an even temperature throughout. So when it's melting, let it melt nicely. So this lesson of chocolate mousse, I'm going to do it in two steps, guys. One, where I'm going to show you how to make a chocolate mousse. That's number one. I'm going to rest the mousse in the fridge, and then I'm going to show you how to make ganache, which is a nice glossy finished chocolate coating that you usually use for cakes to decorate them. Okay, so that's a ganache. Once we finish doing that, I'm going to break off, and then I'm going to come back and start decorating my chocolate mousse in cups and then I'm going to actually do some garnish on top of chocolate brownies. And we're going to use all these nice garnishes which I've put over here, which were shown to you earlier. Strawberries, white chocolate, dark chocolate shavings, white chocolate pearls. I even have some Ferrero Rocher chocolates, amaretto cookies, okay, all these. And we're going to actually garnish our mousse and the brownie chocolate mousse cupcake with all those ingredients. Okay, so the chocolate is now melted. If you see, it's a smooth flowing chocolate. It's nice, it's creamy, there's no grains, nothing. Make sure that the heat is on. Okay, now when you make a chocolate mousse, guys, you never fold in melted chocolate into whipping cream. It's vice versa. Okay? You actually add the whipped cream into the hot chocolate. Okay, that way it slowly melts down into this chocolate that is being heated up. Okay, so we have our chocolate, it's nicely melted up. You see, chocolate is very dense. It sits at the bottom of this bowl. It doesn't rise up, but this whipped cream is actually what is going to lift this chocolate up. So we're going to slowly add some whipped cream to this chocolate. And as you see, we still have the hot water bowl at the bottom because we do not want the temperature to change. So the chocolate starts melting the cream down. The chocolate gets shinier because now there is a lot more fat inside this because of the whipping cream. Okay, so the whipping cream actually increases the fat content in this chocolate, making it glossy, shiny. Okay, and now that we have the first round of cream that has melted inside it, the chocolate is not, and constantly stir the chocolate because the chocolate has a tendency of going and settling down at the bottom, which we do not want. We want the chocolate to coexist with the whipping cream and kind of become a smooth, even mixture. Okay, so right now you see that the cream has almost melted inside the chocolate. Now for the part 2 and the stage 2 of this, you have to take it off the heat. So now we do not need the heat. Okay, the heat has played its part of initially dissolving the cream inside the chocolate, which is fine, giving us a nice base over here for the chocolate mousse. It's darker, it's nice and dense. Now we're going to fold in the cream and we're going to actually dip the temperature of this mousse. We're not letting the cream melt inside the chocolate, but we're asking the cream to actually fold inside the chocolate. So once it starts folding, the temperature doesn't drop as much. It kind of holds in favor of the cream, and the mousse starts getting lighter. Okay, if you see, the cream is melting but still holds firm inside the chocolate. Okay, it's not completely melting down inside the chocolate. It holds inside it, making it light and fluffy and gradually melting. Okay. You could also use a whisk if you want to fold in the cream. It's up to you. Spatula works quite good. If you see now that the cream is settling the temperature, we're slowly starting to get a volume or a body to our chocolate mousse. Our chocolate mousse is becoming lighter, fluffier. Okay, and if you see, when the chocolate was melting, it was sticking to the bottom of the bowl. Now it is holding up inside the cream, making it light, fluffy. For people who are health conscious, remember one thing: we have not added any sugar to this, so there's no artificial sugar. Okay, nonetheless, we're adding 35% whipping cream, which is high in fat content, which we know. So it has got a little bit of a higher fat content, this mousse, but it has got no added sugar, so it's natural chocolate sugar. Now those of you who want it to be less sugar than this, use a 70 or 80, 90% dark chocolate, which is kind of more bitter than sweet. Okay, so that way it will offset the sweetness level and make it more bold. Guys, this is our chocolate mousse. We have a little bit more cream. I'm going to just fold it in. Okay, and we are going to put this chocolate mousse in the fridge. Before we put the chocolate mousse in the fridge, we are adding 2 more ingredients, which we did not add earlier because we said anything that has a water content and falls into the chocolate is going to curdle the chocolate mixture. It's going to spoil the chocolate mixture, which we don't want it to. Okay, so now that the chocolate is perfectly dissolved in this mousse, we're going to add some vanilla essence, just maybe a couple of drops, not too much, guys. Just a couple of drops, a hint of vanilla, because it's not a vanilla mousse, it's a chocolate mousse, but we want that vanilla feel. And we're going to actually grate the zest of some orange. Okay, this orange zest is going to give a nice citrusy flavor. For people who would like to have a liqueur flavor to their chocolate mousse, this is the time. You can add whatever liqueur you want. If you want to have it like an orange flavored, add some Grand Marnier to it. If you wanted to have a coffee flavor, add some Kahlua, or you can add a Tia Maria to your chocolate mousse. So this chocolate mousse is ready. I'm going to rest it in the fridge. Okay, I'm going to show you very quickly how to make ganache. Okay, ganache is very simple. Take about 100 ml of cream, whipping cream, 35% whipping cream, heat it up nicely. Okay, take about 50 grams of chocolate, and you basically dissolve this chocolate inside this cream. So dissolve this chocolate, you get a nice chocolatey, creamy coating, which is called ganache. Okay, you can make it ahead of time. You can reheat it either in a non-stick pan, or you could reheat it in a microwave. It's entirely up to you. This is usually used to coat chocolates, cakes, or have some decorations created out of this mixture. Okay. So the difference between melted chocolate and ganache is ganache remains soft and doesn't harden that much, but gives the shine to the chocolate. Okay, if you leave it, it will start thickening up a little bit afterwards. So I'm going to leave this chocolate ganache over here, and then you can coat it, or you can actually have a soft coating for your cakes, your cookies, a little bit on your sponge cake if you want. Okay, so that's chocolate ganache. You can make it darker, add more chocolate. That's perfectly fine. Thank you guys. I'm going to leave you there, and I'm going to come back with the second part to garnish your chocolate mousse and the chocolate mousse brownies.